The sun rises behind the massive pylon gates of Karnak Temple. The first rays of light cut through the darkness and illuminate the names of the pharaohs carved into the stone. In the foreground, tourists are just tiny silhouettes against the immensity of the ancient ruins. The camera pans across intricate carvings, revealing the divine creatures that come to life with the golden light. We fly through the air, passing over ornate capitals and landing on the ground where we walk down the center of the avenue of sphinxes. As the sun dips below the horizon, we return to the entrance of Karnak Temple. Now the setting sun casts long shadows across the avenue. The setting sun glows orange and red as it sets over the tops of the sphinxes, painting the ancient stones in shades of purple and blue. Dust devils dance in the distance as the wind picks up. We continue our walk down the deserted road, the setting sun illuminating the tall grass growing between the cracked pavement. As the sun finally dips below the horizon, we stop and turn around to take in the majesty of Karnak Temple one last time. In the darkness, the silhouette of the great temple is imposing and mysterious, but also beautiful and serene, the perfect ending to a perfect day. We're now inside the temple complex, walking along the edge of the great hypo-style hall. Above us, massive sandstone columns tower like ancient redwoods. The floor is covered in dust, but shafts of light cut through the gloom, illuminating the hieroglyphs carved into the walls. We pan across weathered figures and scenes from ancient Egyptian mythology. Everywhere we look, there is something new to discover, some hidden detail that has been lost for centuries. The sky outside the temple is filled with stars, and we can see the reflection of their light on the sacred lake. We continue walking towards the lake, the moonlight bathing everything in its ethereal glow. We arrive at the shore and watch as priests in white robes walk by the water, their faces illuminated by the flickering light of the torches they carry. The still water reflects the images of the priests, creating an eerie yet beautiful scene. It feels like we have stepped back in time and are witnessing a sacred ritual taking place before our very eyes. As the night wears on, the wind picks up, causing the papyrus plants to sway gently in the breeze. Their reflections dance and shimmer on the surface of the lake, creating a mesmerizing display of light and movement. We stand in silence, taking in the beauty of this magical place. The tranquility is broken only by the gentle lapping of the water against the shore and the rustling of the papyrus reeds. It is a moment of pure bliss, a feeling of connection to something larger than ourselves. And then, just as suddenly as it began, it's over. The sky lightens and the first rays of dawn appear on the horizon. The peace is shattered as the sounds of the city slowly begin to wake up. The cries of vendors, the distant call to prayer, the murmur of people going about their daily lives. It is a stark reminder that we are not alone in this world. But for a brief moment, we had found peace in the midst of chaos. We had experienced the magic of the sacred lake at night, and it was a moment we would never forget. The camera flies down, swooping past the heads of tourists and landing on the ground where we find ourselves in the middle of a festival. Priests carry golden ceremonial boats filled with offerings for the gods. Spectators cheer and wave colorful banners as the boats pass by. Music fills the air and the energy is infectious, causing many to dance and celebrate. As the boats reach the end of the procession, they are lowered into the water of the sacred lake, which reflects the bright sunshine and the smiling faces of those gathered around. Behind the priests, a man plays a traditional instrument, adding to the festive atmosphere. And in the distance, we can see the mighty Nile River flowing by, providing a picturesque backdrop to the celebration. The camera continues to pan, taking in the sights and sounds of this vibrant festival. The energy is palpable, and it's clear that this is a special occasion. The celebration is in full swing now, and the crowds are cheering loudly. The priests move with precision and grace, their movements precise and synchronized as they offer the boats to the water. The golden boats bob gently on the surface of the lake, their reflections shimmering in the bright sunlight. The flags and banners held by the celebrants flutter in the desert wind, adding a sense of movement and energy to the scene. The sound of drums and chanting fills the air, creating a powerful and hypnotic atmosphere. We now find ourselves inside the sanctuary of Amun-Ra, one of the most sacred spaces within Karnak Temple. Golden light pours through the entrance, bathing the statue of the god in a warm glow. Offerings of gold and flowers are placed at his feet, symbolizing the devotion and respect of his worshippers. Incense smoke curls upwards, creating a mystical and ethereal atmosphere. The air is heavy with the scent of burning resins, and the sound of chanting echoes through the sanctuary. The statue of Amun-Ra is imposing and majestic, a reminder of the power and presence of the gods. His eyes seem to gaze out over his worshippers, watching over them with infinite wisdom. The flickering flames of the torch held by the priest dance in his gaze, adding a sense of movement and life to the otherwise static image. The simplicity of the scene is what makes it so powerful. There is no distraction from the central focus, the statue of the god and the worshipper. Everything else fades away, and all that remains is the devotion and the faith. Now we find ourselves in the company of pharaohs from Egypt's glorious past. Massive statues of rulers gaze out over the millennia with stoic expressions, their eternal vigil undisturbed by the passage of time. The walls around us are adorned with intricate carvings depicting battles and conquests, each line and curve telling a story of ancient warfare. Scenes of war chariots thundering into battle, temples being constructed, and offerings being made to the gods. We pan across weathered hieroglyphs, reading tales of courage, power, and devotion. We feel dwarfed by the scale of the carvings and the stories they tell, reminding us of the grandeur of the Egyptian civilization. These silent sentinels have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, seen the best and worst of humanity, yet they remain steadfast and resolute, a testament to the enduring legacy of Egypt's past. We now find ourselves amidst the ruined parts of Karnak Temple, exploring the overgrown ruins of a once magnificent structure. Fallen columns lay scattered around us, their surfaces rough and weathered by centuries of erosion. The wind whistles through the gaps in the crumbling masonry, carrying with it the scent of desert sand and ancient stones. Plants creep through cracks in the pavement, their roots seeking water in the dry, cracked earth. Despite the decay and ruin, there is a certain beauty to be found in the overgrown ruins. The interplay of light and shadow, the texture of the crumbling stone, the resilience of nature as it reclaims what was once lost. The ruins evoke a sense of mystery and intrigue, inviting us to imagine what life was like here in ancient times. We now find ourselves transported back to the 19th century, standing in the shadow of Karnak's towering ruins. Around us, archaeologists carefully excavate the temple, uncovering its secrets one layer at a time. Workers use old wooden tools to scrape away centuries of dust and debris, revealing intricate carvings and hidden chambers. The process is slow and painstaking, but the results are breathtaking. The camera pans across newly discovered hieroglyphs, showing a pharaoh offering gifts to the gods. The excitement and wonder of discovery are palpable as each artifact is carefully removed from the ground. The team works diligently, driven by a shared passion for history and a desire to understand the ancient world. They are uncovering a treasure trove of artifacts and knowledge that will shed light on one of history's greatest civilizations. We now find ourselves in the middle of Karnak Temple at the magical hour when the sun is setting behind the avenue of sphinxes. The sky is ablaze with color, painting the ancient stones in shades of orange, pink, and purple. Tourists stand in awe, their faces illuminated by the warm glow of the setting sun. Some hold guidebooks, eager to learn more about the temple's secrets. Others simply stand in silence, taking in the breathtaking beauty of the ruins. The camera pans across the weathered faces of the colossal columns, their surfaces adorned with intricate carvings and hieroglyphs. The light fades and shadows lengthen, creating a sense of mystery and intrigue. As the sun dips below the horizon, we are left with a breathtaking panorama of Karnak Temple bathed in the golden light of sunset. It is a moment of pure magic, a reminder of the timeless beauty of this ancient place.